Last week on FilmFast, creatives across media, fashion, film, theater, and music shared the parts of their work that felt most personal and challenged some of the misconceptions surrounding their industries. But every creative journey has another side. The side audiences rarely see. The missed detail, the forgotten line, the delayed delivery, the conversation that never happened, the moments that remind us just how much is happening behind the scenes. As our conversations continued, a fascinating pattern began to emerge. From missed cues to missing props, from delayed deliveries to difficult conversations, the stories were different, but they all pointed to the same question. What does chaos reveal about creative work? Because sometimes it takes something going wrong for us to see what was holding everything together in the first place. And that's where we continue the conversation.
When we have a project, when we have our first field presence, whatever it is, brainstorming session, finance, the first thing I notice is how loose you are about details. So once I observe in my head or with my eyes that you are the kind to take the littlest things for granted, the small things, the details for granted. I'll give you a little example. I can tell you when the premiere of our movie is going to start from the time you came for our meeting that was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. Without anything spectacularly happening to you that needed some kind of wow explanation, you are 35 minutes late for a meeting that we had. No apologies, maybe just raise your head. Sorry, okay, can we start? That's my first sign. Do you understand? We're having conversation and we're talking about we need to get into Unilag, and you're not talking about what particular elements you want us to go into University of Lagos with. But I'm giving you like a picture of how you would know that someone is not likely going to follow through on the things that are going to be most important to hold a project together. There's a callousness, there's a loose feel to the attention given to detail by anybody on any project. You have a reason to worry. You have a reason to worry.
So
I mean, that's what I do. Yeah.
Part of what Musing with Lacey does is literally facilitate workshops on how to bring in structure into the creative arts space, right? And when I hear you say that, like you're on a project with someone and the person, for want of a better word, like a desical about what basics of what needs to happen and how they need to happen. Don't you think fundamentally that cuts across the main problem with the African entertainment space, where we literally lack, for the most part, structure in most of our entertainment spaces?
It's so often called, I don't think it is abused. Many people think the word is abused, but if you understand the value of the word, you would know that you cannot call the system out for not having it enough. Structure is everything. It's the framework. It is the reason you can go to sleep and wake up. Is because you know that at this time night will fall, and the universe itself is hanging on the idea of a structure. If there is no unit alive that is functional, that does not have structure. You have a father, his roles are there. You have a mother, and that's the smallest unit in the universe. I'm not talking about conglomerates, I'm not talking about businesses, I'm not talking about government. You would find from the smallest village and its kingdoms to world superpowers, you would find the hierarchy, you would find the pyramid. You would find a system that is structured to ensure that after stage A would naturally come stage B, And that stage B happening before A would mean that there's no way the cart is going to draw the horse.
Complete chaos.
Yes. So what happens is that somehow the Nigerian magic, especially with almost everything, is that somehow B happened before A, and we got to Z eventually. In all that madness of running around and missing too many things and technically fumbling, and as long as we get to Z, everybody's like, whoo. And I think part of why we keep playing with the fact that structure is absent and we don't feel the impact most of the time is that we also do not have a meaningful sense of accountability.
So when I started my first few years, there was a client that ordered for an outfit that was supposed to deliver in 2 hours. Right. You know, being someone that is new into the business, I was excited. I told them I'm going to deliver, right? We started the process. We went to the market, bought the fabric, and we started cutting in the workshop. So we are cutting, we now realize, because some outfit you cut and you iron it. While we're ironing, we realized that the fabric runs, that the color was fading. Now, because we were in a hurry, we picked the wrong fabric. Now, we had to go back to get the right one. The new fabric came, the power went off course. We're supposed to turn on the generator, only to find out there's no gas, there's no fuel in the generator. So now we send someone to go buy the fuel. Getting there's queue. I just want you to picture what it looks like. While waiting, the customer is calling to get on a video to see how far we've gone. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't done anything. Now the client is calling all our numbers to know what is going on. I'm responding. I'm trying to make sure something is working out. Now I'm transferring the pressure on the team. I'm saying things I'm not supposed to. So the generator man, the generator man, comes in with the wrong rope, and then he has to go back to get another rope. So that is, so it gets really, really messy because there was no structure. Now, that taught me a lot of lessons. I already have original fabrics. I have 2 generators standby. I have in-house tellers. I have auxiliary, those that can come at anytime I call them on a standby. Now I can easily take a job and deliver in 2 hours because I have everything I need. You see, so, but it's not supposed to be like that. So in a very structured business, you would make sure that you have everything, backup of everything, just in case.
I think in the general sense, I'll say continuity errors seem to have this demonic life of their own. That no matter how careful you are, when you get to the studio, you still find out that some guy walked in with a black suit. By the time he's leaving the office, same day, same time, he's probably wearing a green kaftan. And how did this happen? How did he escape the director? How did he escape the costumier, the editor, supervisor, and everybody else who is supposed to, be the watchdog for errors like that? So sometimes I just believe that, sometimes we just say, okay, there's a demon that controls that. But speaking generally, having a series of production meetings, post-production meetings, with the view to ensuring that nothing goes wrong, that we have a smooth sail through the shoot, and on the day of shoot proper, the very things you spoke about repeatedly during pre-production meetings is happening right in front of you. Sometimes they appear minute, but they are such that can destroy the entire plan. Something as little as a property manager not ready for the right prop for a scene can ruin the entire vision the director may have of that scene. Meanwhile, these are things you spoke about repeatedly during your post-production meetings. So you are now faced with nothing but chaos because here we are, no going back. We have to film the scene, especially with the kind of pressure that we shoot in this part of the world. You probably told the owners of the location that you are filming for a day or two, and somebody just, because of his stupid negligence, will now have to cost you an extra day. If you are lucky, you have the finances to pay for an extra day, fine. If you are not, then you are left with expunging the scene, which could cost the entire story a very major blow.
Oh, wow.
There are even situations where you may have the money to pay for an extra day, and the owners of the location said, no, we can't
It's already
oblige you.
scheduled for something else.
Yes, we can't oblige you that much of an allowance. I mean, you have disturbed us enough. Our kids don't even have freedom in their own father's house just because we are being magnanimous, being generous to some filmmaker. Or for me, that forms the worst kind of definition that chaos can have on set. Characters requiring special costumes, and on the day of shoot, the wardrobe designer is telling you, actually, the person I gave it to, the tailor disappointed. These are issues that could have been dealt with long before that day. So, yeah, things like that can be very chaotic.
By now, a pattern was beginning to emerge. None of these stories started with one major disaster. Instead, they began with small things. The detail that was overlooked, the responsibility that slipped through the cracks, the assumption that everything would somehow work itself out. And when these moments collided, chaos followed.
I think we'll do actors and producers, point of view. I would say when a character forgets their lines. Yeah. And then the person cannot pick it up.
Do you see how I just agreed with you very quickly?
I know. Oh no, that's a disaster, and it takes the best to pick up, and also your scene partners to also follow you. And sometimes I've been in situations where, as an actor, I've had to say the lines of the person performing with me and say my own lines just so that I can cue the person.
You can follow, follow through, and you don't.
Yeah, but there are times when you would take the beginning of a play and take it to the end. You would realize that everybody backstage is running helter-skelter, and they're just like, what can we do? So it cuts across both as a producer and as an actor. I think that's one of the most chaotic. But backstage, everybody's holding their breath like, God, please. And what has happened to me as a performer is what it was for Queen Marmy the musical. We were performing at Her Culture, directed by Bonnie St. Peters, and there's this. The costume changes for that play was so fast, like 30 seconds, 50 seconds. There are like 4 or 5 people changing you backstage. Somebody wearing your earrings, somebody wearing the skirt, like quick. So this particular day, the character Marnie was supposed to change her hair from black to gold. I completely forgot. Like after they had won all the costumes, we forgot to change the hair. I had gone on stage. I had to run back, just to change, the hair. and it was a split second before the lights came on. So it was so chaotic, but yeah, the audience, most times the audience never knows.
This chaos, as much as this industry is a chaotic industry, this chaos is avoidable. But the bulk of avoiding that chaos, it sits at the foot of the creatives themselves. I am only a lawyer. There's a little I can do. I can only advise. I can only review. I can only suggest. I cannot make the decisions for the creatives. So a lot of times when I advise creatives and I tell you that don't do this, let's do this, and they want to go the other way, I allow them. Experience they say is best.
But that's the
They'll
point.
go,
That
they will experience
experience
it.
is avoidable.
Yes. They will go, they will experience the chaos, then come back. When they are back, they have learned the hard way. And when you advise them again to do this, they think about it deeply before going against your word. So all of this chaos is avoidable. Just do the needful. You record a song with anybody, have a conversation with them around splits, around agreements, around royalties.
Okay, don't
fact,
have a conversation with them. Have the right people sitting with you to have the conversation
Yes.
with them.
Yes. Now, a lot of times, some of them don't have the right people to talk to. Right? And I understand that sometimes you might have to make impromptu decisions. But even while making impromptu decisions, you can still make the best impromptu decisions. Now, if you have creatives who have me on their radar, they send a text, Uncle Mo, I'm in some sort of situation. What do you think? If it's not something very serious, do this. Thank you, Uncle Mo. I'll reach out to you back. That's another way to get this thing. A lot of creatives think that they must have a lawyer on retainer before they can ask questions. Networking is another area that a lot of creatives don't do well at. They don't know how to network with the right people. They don't know how to keep that network of time. And that's the danger. That's the main chaos. So as much as the industry is very chaotic, the chaos is avoidable.
Across 5 industries, the stories sounded different. Yet they all revealed something remarkably similar. Creative work is rarely held together by talent alone. Behind every performance, production, collection, broadcast, or song are systems that audiences rarely see. The planning, the preparation, the communication, the coordination, the invisible work that keeps everything moving forward. And perhaps that's why moments of chaos can be so revealing. They shine a light on the things we usually only notice when they are missing.
Last day of shoots, they're opening, it's the greatest day. Yeah. But I always wonder, what if at that end of it, when the last tape was done, and you brought it, and then every soul who was there, especially from the production side, we sat down and we said, you know what, we're watching this movie, but only to criticize.
What could we have done differently?
Before the world sees it. Nobody's paying attention. And then you will be finding out that you have Nigerian movies where you slap this guy far like this, and then the person turns the face and the hairstyles change. Because the continuity guy did a very terrible job at what the person was doing. So you ask yourself, why nobody saw this?
We're literally just talking about continuity in this space.
Oh yeah, they work out, they then they cut. I was like, okay. 5 hours later, we're back. Oh yeah, where we stopped, then they work out, they go. His shoes are changed. His shoes are not the same. That shoe he's walking with is not the same shoe that he had on. But guess what? Your opening shot again starts with another shoe. and he's still working. And nobody cares. So we never appraise. We only get very sensitive when it's out there. And one person says this is not nice, you get sensitive. But we don't have a culture that self-analyzes. Okay, I'll give you an example. This is for real an example. Yo, girl, I know you were gonna. This is somebody who was on a verse with another girl. This is music now, not just movies. Yo, girl, I know you're gonna. She just killed the hot verse, and the guy comes back on her. Yo, girl, I know you were gonna blow it. I know you were gonna blow it, and you blew it.
Oh.
And you blew it.
Excuse me.
The producer was there.
Okay.
The singer was there. He was there. The mixer, the engineer was there. Everybody was there. But after that,
Everybody
the person that owns the record, did you not have friends? Did you not have family? So it's a culture we don't have that is harming us. That's just one out of many. The wrongdoing was there because something that was supposed to, excuse me, because something that was supposed to hold it in place was not present.
That's not there.
Another thing that I didn't mention that's connected to that it finds a way of, regardless of how professional you are as an individual, one of the things that has spoilt, let me use the term, spoilt, a lot of great opportunities, has ruined amazing projects, is the ego of individuals. You can be the most professional person and still be the most arrogant individual that brings in this one thing called pride that ensures that nothing goes smoothly.
Absolutely. That is correct.
Yeah, so once ego begins to override common good, I said common good, when your personality begins to become bigger than the project, bigger than the people, once you sense anybody walking like that, the chances are that you would have a problem with that project.
Well, if you don't plan, you can only probably just garbaging in and garbaging out. Nothing special, nothing beyond the ordinary to offer because you didn't plan. I mean, when people who planned sometimes have issues, you can imagine when you don't plan at all. So the key to resolving all of these is to dedicate as much time to pre-production than you actually would give to production proper. If you're not ready with the right tools, what then are you coming to practice with? So I always advocate that we should give as much time to pre-production as we would to production proper, because even during production, all those things you thought you mentioned during the pre-production stages can still go wrong. So it is always good to arm ourselves with a plan B. You are planning for a shoot for tomorrow, and in drawing the schedule, you say, okay, is this the schedule we have for tomorrow? Okay, we have 5 exterior scenes and 7 interior. Okay, can we have an alternate schedule that gives us 12 interior scenes without a single exterior? And somebody pops the question, why? He said, in case it rains and we are not able to film outside, so we don't become stranded. So let's have a plan B and be ready for it. It does not cost you anything to have a plan B, just in case. That's why they have something they call the inevitable. When the inevitable happens, you should be in a situation where you are not solely responsible for all the losses. You should have someone assisting to cushion the effects of whatever loss that you may suffer from that inevitability. But in this part of the world, we would rather just confine things that we can plan for under the carpet of it is not my portion.
Across media, fashion, film, theater, and music, the examples of chaos were different, but the hidden realities were surprisingly familiar. The work before the work, the planning behind the performance, the conversations behind the collaboration, the systems behind the creativity. Perhaps that's the hidden reality behind chaos. Not simply that things go wrong, but that those moments often reveal everything that was quietly holding the work together all along. Thank you for joining us for week 2 of FIMFAST.